My name is Ben Novick. I cover PR for Google and all our advertising products across Europe, and also an AdWords specialist. I just want to say thank you for inviting me. It's my first time in Athens, so I'm very happy to be here. I'm going to talk about Google AdWords, which is our online advertising platform. 6 steps, it's easy to do, and any advertiser can do it. Google AdWords is not just about the big traditional brands, it's about the small shop on the high street, the mum and pop store that maybe sells flowers or cutlery. It's for anyone that has a website. So step 1 is www.adwords.google.gr. You put in your username and password, and then you press continue. And then you're in. The first thing you have to do when you're setting up your advertising campaign is you choose the language your customers speak. So in this example, we choose English, but Greek is obviously going to be one language that you can select as well. Now down here, you can select which countries you want to target. Now, the thing about Google AdWords, which is one of the things I'll talk about later, is reach. You know, Google AdWords in Greece is not just about Greeks advertising within Greece. A Greek company of whatever size can decide to target customers in the US, in the UK, in Russia, in Bulgaria. The reach is immense. So in this example, I've targeted Great Britain, and we all know that, well, actually Stefanos was telling me that there's a huge Greek community of students who live in England because they're studying at some of our top universities. So an example could be of a Greek company, maybe based in Athens, that sells gifts. And they could be targeting students in the UK because those students can't make it back for Easter or for Christmas or for some of the Greek holidays. And so they decide to target those students for gifts that they can send online from the university they're studying in England, in London, in Manchester and Leeds. And they can buy presents for their parents back home from the business that is based in Athens. So once again, just because you're in Athens doesn't mean you can only advertise to Greeks in Greece. You can advertise to communities abroad using Google AdWords. Now, even within this location targeting tool, you can drill down to a particular city. So in this example, I've drilled down to London. So a Greek company here can specifically target people searching for things in London. Because obviously in London you've got LSE, you've got UCL, a number of big universities in London, so there's a big Greek community in London that you can specifically target using Google AdWords. This is the fun bit. This is when you start getting creative. This is the bit where you start to put in the actual text of how your ad will show. So if you look back at the screen before I showed you, every ad has a headline, 2 lines of text, and a website address. So there's always 3 lines in an ad. And what happens here is, as you input your details, so as you start writing, this is an example I've got here is for a plumber. A plumber is someone that fixes drains and toilets, etc. As you start typing in your wording, the ad appears up there. So as you're writing in there, that starts changing and shows you, as you're writing your ad, how it will look on Google. So it's all very interactive and playful. So you've got your headline, you know, what's the headline you want to put in to really grab someone's attention? So if someone's put in plumber into the search box, into the keyword box we spoke about before, you know, what's going to grab someone? So in this example, 24-hour plumber in London is telling the user that you can get hold of them 24 hours a day, which is going to be very important, and that they're based in London. So if they're outside London, there'd probably be no point in contacting that advertiser. And then you've got your description of text in the ad, and then your URL, the web page that you want people to go to when they click on the ad. Now, keywords. Keywords are the words that people type into the search box to search for your, or search for products. An advertiser has complete control over when their ads appear, and they do that by selecting the keywords that they think a user is going to type into the search box. So a plumber based in London, you know, what are the sorts of keywords that they're going to think that a user is going to search for when they're looking for plumber in London? So I put in here plumber London, plumbing service London, find a plumber, all sorts of variations of keywords. Now, what Google also does is, there's a box here where Google can return to you relevant keywords that you may not have thought of. So if I was to type in plumber and then do a search, what Google will do is provide you with a whole list of keywords which Google has worked out would be relevant for you as the plumber. And then you can select those keywords yourself, put them into the system, and then you're up and running. Then you get to choose your currency with which you pay for the ads. Now this is a really important bit. With Google, you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. So I'm just going to go back to this key screen again. So I've typed in the internet on this search, and the natural search results have come up, and the paid-for advertisements have come up as well. Now, at this point, all these advertisers here and here are not paying anything at all. The only time an advertiser pays is when someone actually clicks on the ad. And that's why it's called a cost-per-click model. You don't pay for impressions, you pay every time someone clicks on your ad. Which is why, fast forward to this bit here, you choose in this bit here how much you are willing to pay every time someone clicks on your ad. So your cost per click. So this plumber here might want to pay 5 pennies every time someone clicks on their ad. So the ad shows, someone clicks on it, and they pay Google 5 pennies. So they've decided how much they're willing to pay. No one else decides for them how much they're willing to pay. It's the advertiser themselves that sets the price, and they put it in this box here. They will never pay more than the cost per click they've chosen. And here, to give advertisers some flexibility as well, you can set your daily budget. So if you say, as an advertiser, I only want to spend 10 euros a day, you can put that in there. And what Google will do is, they'll spread out your ads over the course of the day so you don't go over 10 euros a day. So again, you set the price, you only pay when someone clicks on your ad, and you can control your budget. So everything is under your control. And that's it. Those are 6 steps to AdWords 7. Now you're an online advertiser. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this screen. This is a screenshot of Mad Men, which is a TV show in the United States, which is all about the advertising industry. But the point I'm making here is, all these advertisers here, these are ads for hairdressers in Athens, I think. They've all gone through those 6 easy steps, and they're now all online advertisers.